Hello, this is Miss Cliffner with your lesson on section 1.04. You don't have to write that down. It will help you figure out where you are in the class. Okay, so this is about finding the area of a parallelogram. We'll put in some vocab and then we'll start looking at how you can find the base and the height of a parallelogram. So here's the deal. Any of the four sides of a parallelogram can be chosen as the base. Put the word base in there. And then the height comes next. The height is drawn from the base to the opposite side and must be perpendicular to the base. And this is the little symbol in geometry in a sentence that means perpendicular. What's tricky is that sometimes the line showing the base or the height could be outside of the parallelogram. So notice this is the base and they just extended it to do the height. I could have just as easily gone from here, dash, to the bottom, and I could have called that the height and showed my perpendicular symbol there. Or I could have chosen, I'm going to cross this one off, I could have chosen this side for the base, and then the height goes down from the opposite side, perpendicular. So here's our formula. Just like a rectangle that has length, this is what we're thinking about for a rectangle, you do length times width. Kind of the same idea on a parallelogram. I'm going to write the formula like this, BH. This asterisk means times, and when you don't see a symbol between two variables, two letters, that means multiplication. So we're going to be multiplying the base times the height every time. But the tricky part is, how can you find the base and the height? So I'm just going to show you for B. If somebody picks this line right here as the base, and then they find the line that's perpendicular to it, to the opposite side, that's the height. So you can put an H there. I'm going to make this one easy. I'm going to label this as the base, and I'm going to extend the base, and then I draw this dash line here. This becomes the height, and it's perpendicular. For C, let's see, what if I pick, I'm going to pick something not straight up and down. I'm going to pick this line here as the base. This is a little bit harder, and it might be hard to actually determine how long the base is because it's not a vertical or a horizontal line. It's hard to count the number of squares. But let's say somebody else measured it for me. I would do this and take the line that goes straight down from the opposite side to the base, and I call that H. D is pretty easy. It's a rectangle. Let's call this the base. Let's call this the height. Hey, there's already a right angle there. Okay, for E, maybe we could call this the base, and then I'm going to extend the base out here, and the height goes all the way from the top to the bottom. There's your H. Okay, F is a little tricky. It's not a rectangle. It doesn't go straight up and down. I'm going to call this the base, and I'm going to extend it, and I'm going to draw this dash line here. So that would have to be the height. Now I just want to show you, again, a little tricky. If this line right here, if I chose this as the base, then it's a little harder, but what I have to find is, I have to find, it's like a little bit of an angle. Maybe that's not so good, but it's not going to be a horizontal line because this line right here isn't straight up and down, so it's actually slanted a little bit, and that would be my height. I don't recommend picking slants because it'll be harder to count the number of squares that it passes through. Okay, so that's the basic. Whenever you pick a base, you look for the height that goes from the opposite side down to the base and is perpendicular. Okay, that's just the same picture. So now I've got this picture and I've got this table. So I'm going to move the table over a little bit, and we're going to do a couple of these, and we're going to find the area. But I just want you to know that for B, they counted correctly, but I'm going to add in the units. 5 units base, 5 units height means you have 25 square units inside. Okay, for A, count from here to here. This is going to be my base. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to extend the line like we did before, and this is the height. I have to count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the base is 4 units. The height is 5 units, and 4 times 5 is 20, and u times u is u squared. All right, let's do D, easy rectangle. This is going to be my base. This is my height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for D, I have 6 units times 5 units is 30 units squared. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase these and move my picture over. Okay, let's see. I need C, E, and F. There we go. Okay, so for C, we picked this one as the base because I can count, right? I can tell easily. And then if I extend the base, here is the height. Okay, the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So C, the base is 5 units. And the height is 1, 2, 3, 4. From top to bottom, perpendicular to the base is 4 units. Again, 5 times 4 is 20 units squared. And now for E, from here to here is the base. And I count 1, 2, 3 squares. So for E, it's 3 units. And now I can drop down here. Whoops, let me just do a dash line. I'm going to extend the base and dash my height. There it is. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units, and I get 18 units squared. And then I'll save the work for F. You can check your answer. I got 20 units squared. Maybe you got that too. And then on the bottom, notice they just want to show you that if you don't have any numbers, you just use the letters. Area equals BH. That's how you find the area of a parallelogram.